It was here on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in 1963 that Martin Luther King declared his dream of racial equality in America. 45 years later, some people see Barack Obama as the very embodiment of that dream. But particularly within the African American community, that narrative is the subject of a heated debate. We brought together both sides for a discussion of the real significance of a black politician in the White House.
Reverend Graylin Hagler is a longtime activist and president of Ministers for Racial, Social, and Economic Justice. He'll be voting for Barack Obama in November. Glenn Ford is a veteran journalist and executive editor of the Black Agenda Report. In November, he'll be voting for Green Party candidate Cynthia McKinney.
Gentlemen, welcome to Inside USA.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to be here.
So we've been looking at Obama's policies, and now it's time to look at the historical significance. What is the historical impact of the Obama candidacy for the African American community in this country? Reverend Hagler.
I think it's having a powerful impact in terms of really the psychology and the emotion of the black community. I mean, it's no way you can cut it. The black community is very strongly going to vote for Barack Obama because, in a sense, they have pinned a lot of the hopes and dreams and the struggles of the past and the hopes of breaking through that glass ceiling on him.
Glenn?
What we're seeing is a breakout of 2 centuries worth of pent-up aspirations to see a black face in the high place, in this case, the highest place in the land. But what has occurred because of that is, in fact, a situation in which black folks have really participated less in this election cycle than any that I have witnessed in my adult lifetime.
All right, this is not a view we've heard. How do you mean?
I mean that we are not engaging the issues. The only issue is Obama or not.
But see, the problem with that perspective is that you assume that the rest of the electorate has a concern about black folks. The rest of the electorate does not have that concern about black folks.
I dispute
and
that.
The fact is, if you're going to be elected, well, let's look at it. Let's look at the paradigm. The paradigm since Barack started was the white community putting on him the pressure to denounce one black leader or one black institution after another. Farrakhan, Jeremiah Wright, all those types of things.
Which he has.
Which he did. Which is to be able to say that we will elect a president of the United States who is black, but we don't want a black president.
But there is a
because
contradiction.
That's the body politic of the nation.
There is a contradiction in there. You say that the rest of society really is not concerned about black folks and what we think. Well, the rest of society is concerned about how they see black folks and concerned about how Obama will treat black folks and insists that he distance himself from black folks.
But the issue is when you're running for office is what? What's the end goal? It's to get elected.
That is Obama's end goal.
No, that's the end goal for any candidate that's running for office, or else you're wasting time.
Let's actually widen this to a historical point of view. Glenn, you wrote recently that Obama represents the end of black organized struggle. What do you mean in terms of Obama's place within the history of black struggle in this country?
The logic of Obama's campaign is the end of black independent, self-determinative struggle. But to act like it's a clean slate, a brand new page. White folks love to hear that. Let's just get rid of all that legacy, all these crimes, which are living crimes. They have effect now. And let's just speak as if this is day one in history. Well, it's not day one. We are living in history.
I just think it's unfair to place that on Obama. It goes further for black folks than just the issues, right?
Now we're getting down to it.
Black folks who have been relegated to the back door, right, feel that this is an opportunity that the front door gets open in terms of black faces being seen as worthy as any other face in America. And that would also mean
what the
Reverend
is explaining is the reason for the overwhelming black support of Barack Obama, which all of us who have a brain in their heads understand.
Okay.
He is not explained what the responsibility of black leadership is, at least from our perspective.
What this represents is the collective bargaining power of corporate America.
What?
And corporate America has some economic interest
And
in
corporate
that.
America backs Obama, and monetarily so. What has happened
Anybody
is,
who's going to be president, corporate America has
and
better
you
back.
acquiesce in that, and you do not fight.
That's the issue in
Is
politics. Politics is brokering money position and access.
That
is what politics is about in the United States of America.
Is that how you think you get money in the United States? By bringing home the bacon to your people?
That's right.
Or by serving the people who have money?
You bring home the bacon to your people, which is by serving the folks who have money. As I said, this is the collective bargaining unit of corporate America right there. Right? And if you think of another reality, then you miss the boat of it.
Serve the corporations so you can bring something to the people. I see.
This is a debate which is obviously a live one. Thank you for talking to us today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Much of the hype surrounding Barack Obama has come from his vast network of starry-eyed young supporters and their efforts to get him elected. But in Philadelphia, we met one student activist who has fiercely rejected Obama mania and has chosen this political moment to send a very different message. His name is Jacob the Poet, and this week, we'd like to give him the last word.
I'm 22, but I still carry a fake ID. Because I'm trying to get into this club, see? But it's not 18 to enter, 21 to drink. It's you're never too young to start something. You don't have to be old to think. My name is Jacob Winterstein. I'm born and raised in Philadelphia. I'm a poet, an organizer, and soon to be unemployed. I'm a performance poet, so I write poetry that is meant to be on stage. It's not meant to be read. It's not meant to be recited. It's meant to be performed very physically, sometimes loudly with emotion. This is my rally cry. Let's organize. We've got history on our side. So I like to speak to young people because I think the energy that we have is very powerful, but it can be used in negative or positive ways. Put down that controller for that PlayStation 2 because you're not controlling it, it's controlling you. Take control. I think it's a responsibility of people who are living comfortably, like myself, need to use that privilege to make this world, to make this country a more just place. So I want to see this old video, but it's not on BET or VH1. It's young people linked arm in arm singing "We Shall Overcome." I'm gonna vote for Barack Obama. I would encourage other people to do the same. But I'm not gonna put my energy towards a presidential campaign because once comes November, it's all over. But instead we have people investing in this one man and what they hope he might maybe do in the future instead of spending their time and their energy and their passion in the present, in the now, in their local communities. Why to the distractions do we succumb? Taking mental Novocaine, letting our minds get numb like wasting days away in front of the television's glare, sitting there with a stupefied stare. I don't think Barack Obama understands that this country is anti-Islamic and is anti-Arab. And I think he feeds into that. And every time I turn on the television, it's like he has to fight the myth that he's Muslim. Like it's some sort of like disease that he has or like something horrible that he did wrong. You know what they say? They say we're the leaders of tomorrow. I say forget that. Let's be the leaders of today.
That's all the time we have for this week's edition of Inside USA. From Washington, D.C., until next time, so long.